Okay, hello and welcome back for a part two of the Top Series 1 2002. Part one saw me pull this Juan Marichal 3 out of 100 um, buyback, I guess you'd say. Um, and then they stuck them back in there, so this would have been 1973 Juan Marichal with the Giants. So, Hall of Famer. This would have been definitely on his downside of his career, 73, but nonetheless, the Dominican Dandy is his nickname. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, so far, a few inserts. A lot of these are stuck together. This is another kind of cool one. Own the Game, Ichiro. I thought that was kind of cool. A few just different, notable guys. A lot of these are so stuck together that it's going to be hard to the inserts so far have been not stuck together. Here was a nice Ricky Henderson. My son came in here and grabbed that and put a nice crease in it. So that was really slick. But oh well, good thing that wasn't the Marichal's in a top loader. So um, anyway, yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully some of these aren't stuck together as much, at least the good ones. So, Frank Menachino. Let's see here. We got some stuckers already. Got Shannon Stewart. Oh, nice Toronto Shannon Stewart. Earl Snyder. Looks like we got a plain old red sticker. We got a few stickers here. I mean, this we got a twin sticker, but so far not. So this is another insert. Of course, this was the 2002, so a lot of these were right after 9/11, and that is Diamondbacks versus Rockies. United we stand. So kind of neat. I guess it's kind of like a foil. Would have been. So these tend to be pretty good. I've had good luck so far with not being stuck together. So. Like the base cards are, a lot of them are, but any kind of insert, pretty good. Jeffrey Hammonds, Benito Santiago, nice. Benito is Garrett Anderson behind you, and Sandy Alomar behind you. Then we got Robin Ventura with the Mets. I kind of forgot he ended his career with the Mets, so. Just mostly remember him with the White Sox. I mean, he was there quite a while with the Mets, but I think he still had some good years actually with them. I just kind of tend to always associate him with the White Sox. And checklist. So let's see. I guess I'm kind of pulling off this. Just so you can just hear them just crunch. It's just awful. It takes forever too to get through these. That's why I had to do two parts. Usually I try and get this out of the way and do it in one, but it was man. Just to go through these, it just takes so much time to not crunch them up. I mean, you still have to kind of still trying to get something out of there. Edgardo Alfonzo, he had a couple of good years there. See that one. Ted Lilly, worse for the wear. Dimitri Young, Delman Young's brother. Forgot about him. Al Leiter. Let's see. Playoff bound Houston Astros. But again, some of these bases are just so stuck together. J.D. Martin draft picks. It's funny, some of these guys, it says draft picks, and it's like they never amounted to anything. Kenny Bow, draft picks, never heard of him. Stuck together. Bob Boone, manager. I think this was the year. I think his son Brett got really on the roids and really had a heck of a year. Behind Bob Boone is Travis Fryman, so it's gonna stay stuck together because I'm not too concerned with it. So, I think for the most part, the only thing I'm really looking for here is some twins and possibly some more of these inserts that aren't going to be completely stuck together. Julio Zuleta. Man. Keith Osick, Pirates. Don't remember him. Oh man, these are just. I mean, I'm just gonna have to throw these away. I don't even think there's Ruben Rivera, Scott Schoenweiss. It's like anymore. Right away, I felt like I had a few that weren't terrible, but these are just playoff bound St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, here we got a twin. Got Christian Guzman. Nice. Actually, look at that. It's not even terrible. Guzman. This is actually one of my favorite players. I have some PC Guzman autos, so that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about that actually. And actually, look at this. Miraculously, that kind of survived the stickiness. So that's sweet. Yeah, I don't know why he was always one of my favorite players. That was kind of one of those trades that was the Knobloch trade, and it just kept having legs. That trade. It was like. They got, Brian Buchanan, I think, for him, and then he ended up getting traded for somebody else. That's still, it was like 15, 20 years later, all the different guys. Eric Milton, then Eric Milton went to the Phillies, I think, and got Carlos Silva, and then Silva, and maybe Silva and Punto, I think. It was just like crazy how, like, for the longest time, different players involved in that initial Knobloch trade just kept being around. I think I'm not even sure if that's how they maybe partly got Liriano and Joe Nathan too. I can't remember, but okay, JT Snow. Boy, I do remember JT Snow. He was with the Giants. I remember him with the Oakland or with the Angels. Yeah, oh, Yankees. I didn't realize that. I think he was pretty highly touted. I remember I remember getting JT Snow card at the Mitchell, at a card shop in Mitchell with Landon once. And I was pretty happy to have a JT Snow rookie. Didn't really pan out. Tony Gwynn, card is toast. Jason Bay with the Expos. And again, toast. He had some good years. See, not too bad. Dodgers celebrate World Series highlights. See these? Yeah, that one kind of got it a little. So, most of the inserts are okay though. Randy Johnson, big unit. Cards toast. And let's see here. Roy Oswalt with the Rookie Cup. So, Joe Randa. I was thinking that Rookie Cup, that must be sort of like the equivalent of like first team all rookie or something like another sport, like in the NBA, let's say. Al Martin behind that is Omar Dal, because it's always their second card, but then it has a little cup on it, but they're not really all stars, but it says rookie all star. But so I think it must be like something like that maybe Topps just does, kind of like, oh yeah, they were a good player. I don't think it's like an official anything. So. But they've been doing it forever, or for an awful long time anyway. Rafael Palmeiro, nice. Here we got an insert that survived pretty good. Stick that over there. Let's see, Paul Nevin. Man, this is hard. It takes forever. Eric Davis with the Giants. There again, I don't really remember this. He did bounce around quite a bit, though, after leaving the Reds. Dodgers for 2 years, Tigers for 2, Reds again for a year, Orioles with 2, Cardinals for 2, and then Giants for at least 1. And Own the Game Mike Sweetney, kind of like that Ichiro, but this is Mike Sweetney, and he's not nearly as good. Keep that. I don't want to cover up Guzman. Led the league in triples, Kelvin Escobar. I remember one time Guzman bunted, and the catcher picked it up, overthrew the first baseman, and Guzman was so stinking fast. He raced all around, and then there was another bad throw, Vladimir Sr., and he scored on a bunt. I mean, it was just crazy, and there was a couple errors in there, but. Anyway, he could fly. So Buddy Bell, manager. Danny Batista behind him. They're just going to stay a pair. It's bad when it's like a deck of cards. Like you just kind of have to just crack her open. Alright. Got one of those tickets again. I don't know what that is exactly. Ryan Roop, and that is like a pristine card there, but not a player. Musina. Let's see. Bartolo Colon. Look how slim he looks. Bartolo looks pretty good shape there. He's still got the kind of chubby face, but you know, at the time he wasn't nearly as big. 230. They listed him at 6 foot 230, so he was still a big boy. But Jimmy Rollins, oh man, playoff bound, Diamondbacks, Mark Grayson, is that Schilling? Orlando Cabrera. Oh, here's some more draft picks. I like these. Jason Lane. Did not pan out. Travis Lee. Distant relative of mine. So, Twins took him second overall and then didn't offer him a contract in time before the Olympics. And he became a free agent. And this was when the Diamondbacks were having the expansion just coming in, and so they gave him a big contract that he would never got from the Twins, but it was their own stupid fault. But I mean, what a waste. Number 2 overall pick. And I mean, he wasn't super, but he had a pretty good career. So yeah, 22 home runs, 20 home runs a couple of times. So you don't just not offer a contract. That's like terrible. Jeff D'Amico. That's it. So very disappointing with the Twins. Kind of had to run a bad decisions like that for a while there. Paul Lo Duca. Remember Paul Lo Duca? Ellis Burks. Russ Ortiz. I mean, these are just... Daryl Ward. I don't even know if I would get... What are the chances any of these are salvageable? Not so much. Tony Womack. Playoff bound, but see, that is kind of tore up. Chan-Ho Park. Nice. Chan-Ho Park's Korean. Kind of collect Korean players. Used to live there. Homer Bush. Russ Davis. I think we started with him, didn't we? No. Jose Mesa. And Hideo Nomo. Japanese guy. Don't collect them. Chan-Ho Park's still kind of a big deal in Korea. I think he owns like one of the teams or something like that, but he's still pretty popular. So, we got a nice insert. See, the inserts are nice because they're not stuck together. So that is a Greg Maddux insert, and pretty thick, so that's good. Ringmaster, Greg Maddux. So these are the only ones that are it's a different material, so they're not stuck together, so that's a pretty good card, I think. Ringmasters. Maddux. Playoff bound Yankees. Is this the year actually? So playoff bound. We saw the the Diamondbacks earlier. Is that the year the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees? 2002. I don't remember. Aubrey Huff, Ben Davis, Juan Gonzalez. Juan gone. Oh, here we go. Dougie Mankiewicz, and again, not too terrible shape. Sweet. Dougie baseball. One of my favorite things was one time was with some friends at a Twins game, and somebody said, "Let's go, Dougie," and the guy, this is the funniest, out of the blue. somebody goes, dude, he doesn't like it when you call him Dougie. And he's like, oh, really? Then the guy, just another fan, just starts laughing. No, I don't know. I just made that up. That was just great. So, Darren Dreifort, he doesn't like it when you call him Dougie. Oh, man. That is great. Gary Sheffield, Dodgers. Man, Gary Sheffield bounced around so much. Um, Here we got Chris George, draft picks. Never really worked out. Brewers, Padres, 4 years Brewers, 2 years Padres, Marlins, 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Or 6 years. Anyway, Dodgers. Then again, and then he was with the Yankees, and I think he ended maybe with somebody else. He just kind of, for being a really good player, just really had a kind of journeyman career. Kind of a little bit atypical for a really good player like that. Juan Pierre, Benji Molina, Yadier, probably gonna. I don't know how much time he has left, but definitely a Hall of Famer. Trot Nixon. I was kind of a Trot Nixon fan. Kenny Rogers, the gambler. This would have been, pre Minnesota Twins career. And then we got just a White Sox sticker. Here we got a Oakland playoff bound, 2001. All right. Jeremy Giambi. Not the less famous Giambi brother. So Juan Tolentino, prospects. Not so much. Manager Larry Boa. Manager Tony Mooser. And is this extra? Is this going to be a manager? Oh, yeah. Art Howe. Poor Art Howe is battling the coronavirus. 73 years old. And I saw that he's actually not doing well. So hopefully he recovers and gets better. I don't know if he's still in baseball or what, but that was something I did come across. Bud Smith, no hitter on one of his first game he got called up. Pretty amazing. Let's see, John Lieber, Eric Young, Bob Wickman, Derek Lee, no relation. Playoff bound Seattle. Jorge Posada. That's probably trash. Randy Wolf, trash. Eric Milton, the aforementioned Eric Milton. I talked about him when talking about Marquise Grissom behind him. Milton threw a no-hitter in the Metrodome on a Sunday 11 o'clock in the morning game, and there were like 3,000 fans or something like that. So, but he was an all-star and pretty good actually with the Twins. Over 230 innings one year, 220 innings, 206 innings. They were pretty not great. So his ERAs weren't terrific, but I thought he was actually a pretty good player. On a winning team, he probably would have had a lot better. Well, for sure wins and losses, but okay. Mark Burley works. Man, he worked quick. He was like every game he started, he was one of the faster. The games always ended in like 2 hours. Livan Hernandez. It's funny how certain pitchers, you just get it. Okay, there's the call. Boom, I'm ready. I'm throwing. Certain guys take forever. Jay Bell. Sean Dunston. I remember it with the Cubs. I do remember watching a lot of him, and he had a cannon arm. I think they always talked about he was clock throwing it like 100 miles an hour from shortstop to first base. League leaders, strikeouts, Channel Park, Schilling, Randy Johnson. A little bit worse for the wear, though. Ricky Henderson, Padres. Look at the back. Just it's funny how sometimes like a typical one. Jose Macias, let's say. Okay, you can kind of see they even put the minor league stuff on there. Like the first 5 years or 6 years of minor league. Look at Henderson, such small font. 79, he played his first year. I mean, that's amazing. Into 2001 at least. And then I don't even know if this year he retired finally or what. But I mean, good gosh, that is just a long career. And unfortunately, that card did not do well. Jose Macias. Some more Lou Pineda. Manager. Danny Graves. Brian Anderson. Diamondbacks. And checklist. There's a Burley again. So, we still have 7 packs to go. Oh my God, I feel like these just take forever. Ugh. I'm going to maybe just kind of try and really crack some of these open. Doesn't matter anyway. It's hard to... Ugh. Jeez. Kind of fun to look at Sean Casey. Kind of a good player, good red, I remember, for a lot of years, and then can't remember where else he went. Yeah, like I say, I think I'll probably get maybe another couple inserts or something out of here that are kind of cool, but the random 1973 buyback auto is probably like the best card that's going to come out of this, and especially with what's left. But maybe we'll get some twins that are decent and not too trashed. That would be good. Got Frank Catalano there. Alright, so save a little time here. Byung Hyun Kim, another Gwangju, Korea. It's kind of on the western side of Korea, so it's kind of southwest. Alfonso Soriano. Soriano had some pretty remarkable years, kind of mixed in there. Manny Ramirez, the Red Sox. Again, that one's trashed. Here we got Twins, LaTroy Hawkins, and it is toasted, but nonetheless, I'll take it. Mariano Rivera. Yeah, not good. So, Marlon Anderson, Erasmus Ramirez. Erasmus Ramirez, one of those guys, kind of quietly, really. If you look at his, like the totality of his career, he had some really, really good numbers. But just kind of quietly put them together, I guess. But here, then he was with the Cubs for a while, and just probably didn't get his due. Michael Barrett. Looks like a Ray Durham. Manager, Hal McRae. So, Calinano. What is that? Richard Hidalgo. Man, that was really stuck. Tim Wakefield, the old knuckler. Behind Wakefield, Davy Cruz. Got a league leaders. NL batting average. So Moises Alou, Lance Berkman, Todd Helton, Larry Walker. Must have had a tie or something. Yeah, Moises and Lance Berkman tied for third. Usually they just put 3 guys up there. So Larry Walker and Todd Helton, 350 and 336. 2 Rockies. Probably not super shocking. Mike Sweeney. There's another guy who really had a lot of good years for the Royals, but just didn't get much recognition because they were really bad then. Russell Branyan, that guy could hit. He would actually be kind of perfect for today's game. He was one of those guys who hit it a mile, struck out a ton, didn't have a high average, probably would actually, you know, be right up in there with like a Joe Gallo, somebody like that. Darren Oliver, Ivan Rodriguez, nice. Too bad that Adrian Beltre. Too bad that is ripped up so bad too. I think. All right. I had those backwards. Jose Guillen. Jose Guillen. I remember what a cannon he had for an arm. Some of those. He was one of those that always had a highlights throwing somebody out. Mike Cameron. Mike Cameron's kid is maybe going to make his debut this year. I think he's a prospect with, those are the Tigers. I think he's still there. Nick Jackson, prospect. Didn't really pan out. This must be a sticker. Cubs. League leaders. NL runs. Sosa, Bonds, Helton. Actually not too bad of a, that one didn't. Oops. Yeah, the back didn't do so good, but the front looks pretty good. Ramon Hernandez, catcher. Carlos Beltran. Joe Torre. Oh my God. Sean Estes. Terrible. Jim Tracy, manager. Okay. Alex Gonzalez. Alex Gonzalez, I think, in 1 year where he was just amazing, and then kind of the rest it was pretty average, and that year hasn't happened yet. Bobby Jones. Luis Gonzalez. Probably the guy you really think of most when you think of the Diamondbacks, I suppose. Luis Gonzalez had the big hit, of course, against the Yankees to win the World Series. Mark McLemore. What do we got here? East meets West. Hideo Nomo and 1965 rookie Masanori Murakami. That's a cool card. So too bad it didn't really do too well, but that is a neat insert there. So Gonzalez, right here. Wade Miller, Chris Smith draft picks. Boy, these draft picks just amazing how I haven't hardly seen one of them who I even recognize anymore. And this I kind of followed pretty close to. Charlie Manuel, Troy Percival, nice. Sean Casey, Brad Penny. Okay. Got a deck of cards. Carlos Delgado in the back there. Well, that actually kind of worked. I should have been doing that the whole time. Brad Penny, Ramon Ortiz, Albert Pujols. It's not in terrible shape. Second year card. League leader Sosa Gonzalez Bonds for home runs. And that was the year, 2001. So we got 73, 64, and I mean Luis Gonzalez 57. Kind of forget about that, you know. Sean Green had 49. Todd Helton had 49. You know? Like I kind of forgot about the 57 actually. That's pretty dang impressive. So, Chris Truby. Luis Castillo. Had some nice, actually. Kind of ended up with the Twins. Did pretty good for a while. Billy Wagner. Jeff Abbott. Carlos Delgado. Big stick. This is the guy built for today's game for sure. He actually had a few years where the average was even up. 162 games. 57 doubles. 41 home runs. 137 RBIs. And he hit 344. In 2000. I mean, that is amazing. So he had a couple years there where they're just off the charts, and then I guess just kind of fizzles out. I mean, you know, that happens. But yeah, he had some pretty remarkable years, actually. Okay, we're getting down there. Another one of these tickets. David Wells with the White Sox. Boy, I don't really remember him much with the White Sox. 100 innings, 5 and 7. Must have been hurt a little bit. Or yeah, Fernando Vina, Sidney Ponson. That was another guy the Twins reclamationed, and it didn't really work out. League leaders, NL RBIs. Jim Edmonds, Damian Miller, Scott Brocious, Dustin Hermanson, Paul O'Neill. Those weren't terribly stuck together. You can actually kind of go through them pretty quick. So, okay. Oh my gosh, this last one's the worst. Rick Helling, Nelson Cruz, Ben Petrick, catcher. I think it was, I'm trying to remember if it was him. I think it might have been. Who, Hank Blaylock draft prospect. So actually, I mean, he was at least one of these that kind of did have a pretty good career, Hank Blaylock. So that card's trash, but Rich Aurelia owned the game. Rich Aurelia, shortstop. I mean, I guess a couple of good years. League leaders again. And what is this league leaders? This is a NL ERA. Johnson, Schilling, John Burkett. John Burkett had a 3.04 ERA. So that's what's kind of weird. Some of these like ERAs were in the mid twos, and then also guys were just going crazy with the home runs right around here. So kind of had it both ways. I think when a lot of guys were on the juice. Marty Cordova with the Indians. Marty Cordova, AL Rookie of the Year, Twins. 27 bombs, 84 RBIs, 20 steals, 277. And just never even came close to getting as good as that year. The next year he had 309, but his power numbers were down. Did have more RBIs, but longer season too. Raymond Cabrera, prospects. Orioles, didn't really amount to much. Manager, Jeff Torberg with the Expos. Bruce Bochy, Padres. And the last one, Jerry Narron. Okay, so that was the 2002 hobby box that I picked up for $20, $25, I think, 24. And definitely the best one to come out of it is the Marichal buyback. That was pretty amazing to get that. Otherwise, got a few Twins, got a few inserts. Got a Sosa there. Mark McGwire, Ringmasters. That's kind of cool. Hobby Masters, Chipper Jones. What are you doing in there? A few others, but nothing too great. This Ichiro owned the game. That would have been one of his, not his rookie year, but pretty early in his career anyway. So, yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching. And, boy, I don't know if I'd get one of those again. I did get the one good card, but it just took forever to go through those. When they're so stuck together like that, it's just not a lot of fun. So, okay. Have a good one.